made, and for the first time ever, we are live from Bangsar. I'm Natasha Busst, and this is Nightline. The top stories. Over 1.4 million civil servants can sign up for SSPA option. And Ipoh folks shaken by loud bang tremors. After nearly 3 decades of broadcasting from Sri Pentas, Bandar Utama in Petaling Jaya, Selangor, TV3 and its sister stations under Media Prima Television Networks, MPTN, including 8TV, TV9 and Didik TV, have officially moved their operations to Balai Burita in Bangsar, Kuala Lumpur. These stations started broadcasting all their news bulletins from the new headquarters beginning Monday, which is viewed as an important and progressive step in keeping Media Prima relevant and inclusive in the nation's media landscape. Sri Pentas is well known by almost all Malaysians, not only as the iconic home of TV3 and its sister stations, but also as a major hub of Malaysian broadcasting, producing countless hit programs that have become a daily fixture in viewers' lives. It also housed one of TV3's flagship programs, Buletin Utama, as well as other trusted news bulletins and current affairs shows, including Nightline and Money Matters. Additionally, Sri Pentas has delivered multiple award-winning programs and captivating special reports. While the relocation to Jalan Riong marks the end of an era for Sri Pentas, it also paves the way for an exciting new chapter built on a rich legacy.
In terms of the sweetest memory, I think it would be Nightline, establishing Nightline here in Sri Pentas. And when I came back in 2020, I saw that the camaraderie of everyone was basically still the same. Everyone wanted to work for the strength of TV3. Again, it goes back to in the 90s when we used to have the cash phrase when we used to say we are first in news and best in entertainment. I think we are still that even today.
And that is my first home. Sebab my second home, my real home, is not really a home anymore. Sebab lebih kepada office.
Meanwhile, the shift to Bangsar brings MPTN under the same roof as Media Prima's print media arms, the New Straits Times, Berita Harian and Harian Metro, further strengthening the group's position as Malaysia's leading integrated media company. It is also hoped that the synergy between its television and print divisions will allow for more comprehensive and cross-platform news coverage.
The timing is correct lah. Kita pun dah lebih 30 tahun di sini dan sebagainya. Jadi bila kita berada di dalam satu bumbung untuk komunikasi dan untuk merapatkan lagi di antara platform-platform yang sedia ada akan memudahkan lagi. Dan in term of costing adalah baik untuk syarikat. Jadi pada saya pemindahan ini adalah yang terbaik untuk kita semua.
Yakin untuk memutuskan bahawa kami boleh berbelanja atau melaburkan jumlah wang yang sangat tinggi untuk memastikan infrastruktur kami moden, infrastruktur kami mendapat teknologi yang baru untuk memastikan bahawa kami akan kekal menjadi pilihan konten rakyat Malaysia di masa akan datang.
4 new fully digital news studios have been established for each station, equipped with the latest newsroom technology to boost operational efficiency.
Kita akan menggunakan studio baru untuk Buletin Utama, Buletin TV9 dan juga Mandarin News. Para penonton akan mendapat satu kelainan dari segi penyampaian para pembaca kita dan set yang agak menarik dan montaj yang menarik.
These advanced facilities at Balai Burita will not only enhance MPTN's news reporting capabilities, but also enable better audience engagement, ensuring Media Prima's relevance in today's fast-paced media environment. Since Monday, more than 1.4 million civil servants have been given the option to sign up for the Public Service Remuneration System, SSPA, to replace the Malaysian Remuneration System, SSM. Through SSPA, civil service citizens will enjoy new salary adjustments, strengthening salary and improving the career path. The move also gives priority to quality improvement in human capital management and development. Public Service Director General Tan Sri Wan Ahmad Dahlan Abdul Aziz led the first group of 75 civil servants from the Public Service Department to sign the SSPA option in Putrajaya. Civil servants are given a period of 40 days until November 30th to sign the option. The new salary adjustment will be received as early as next December, with the lowest starting salary increased to RM1,500 per month.
Dan saya juga menyeru kepada semua penjawat awam di luar sana supaya dapat memilih SSPA di mana ianya akan memberikan pulangan dari segi gaji dan juga allowance yang lebih baik daripada apa yang telah sedia ada selama ini.
SSPA shows the government's continuous efforts to improve productivity and delivery of service to the people.
Dengan kenaikan gaji dan juga penambahbaikan sistem saraan yang telah dilaksanakan oleh kerajaan ini, maka tanggungjawab penjawat awam juga telah bertambah di mana kita perlu mempertingkatkan lagi tahap sistem penyampaian kepada rakyat dengan lebih baik.
Previously, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced a 15% salary adjustment for officers in the executive group, management and professional group, and a 7% raise for those in the top management group. The adjustments will be implemented in two phases. Phase 1 will start on December 1st, 2024, and Phase 2 will begin on January 1st, 2026. Malaysia's advanced gross domestic product, GDP estimates, grew 5.3% in the third quarter of 2024 compared to 5.9% in the previous quarter. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM, this modest performance was supported by all sectors, with the services and manufacturing sectors leading the way. Overall, Malaysia's economy grew by 5.1% in the first three quarters of 2024 compared to a 3.8% increase during the same period in 2023. In terms of quarter-on-quarter performance, Malaysia's economy increased substantially by 4.6% as compared to 0.8% growth in the second quarter of 2024. The services sector moderated to 5.1% from 5.9% in the second quarter of 2024. DOSM said the performance was driven by positive growth in all subsectors, particularly in wholesale and retail trade, transportation and storage, and business services. The Economy Ministry has begun work on the 13th Malaysia Plan 13MP, which is expected to be tabled in Parliament in the third quarter of next year. According to its Minister, Rafizi Ramli, the 13MP needs to be drafted in a more holistic, strategic and inclusive manner. This is essential to achieve the goals of the Madani economy, which aims to restructure the economy, position Malaysia as Asia's economic leader, and improve the quality of life for all Malaysians. Rafizi told the Dewan Rakyat that the 13MP Kickoff Conference, organised in collaboration with the United Nations Development Agency, UNDP, and the World Bank on September 5th and 6th, served as a platform for sharing information and experiences from local and international experts on megatrends, socio-economic issues and challenges, as well as appropriate strategies for the government to consider in drafting the 13MP's policies and direction.
Yang kita ingin capai di dalam RMK 13 ini ialah supaya penilaian dan perangkaan dasar itu tidak dilihat dari perspektif makro semata-mata di kalangan pemegang taruh di peringkat atas yang membuat dasar. Kita mahu mendengar sendiri daripada kumpulan penerima, contohnya kumpulan nelayan, daripada mahasiswa ataupun daripada anak muda di luar bandar. Kerana masalah-masalah ini memang sedia diketahui. Tetapi yang menjadi cabaran kepada kerajaan ialah membangunkan program desain yang betul-betul berkesan dan tidak ada ketirisan.
He added that his ministry is also actively holding engagement sessions, discussions, dialogues, and interagency planning group IAPG meetings to obtain input and suggestions to develop the 13MP framework. He noted that the ministry also launched the Madani Mendengar program, which is being held until December this year, to obtain input and views from all levels of society on the policy and aspirations introduced by the government in the 13MP.
Deputy Human Resources Minister Datuk Sri Abdul Rahman Muhammad told the Dewan Rakyat on Monday that a total of 293,639 people lost their jobs between 2020 and September 27th this year. The affected sectors include manufacturing, wholesale and retail trade, as well as professional, scientific and technical activities.
Sektor perbuatan seramai 75,615 orang, sektor perdagangan borong dan runcit seramai 43,614 orang, sektor aktiviti profesional, saintifik dan teknikal merekodkan seramai 23,907 orang, sektor ICT 19,931, sektor penginapan dan aktiviti perkhidmatan makanan dan minuman seramai 23,124 orang. Sektor pembenan seramai 21,233 orang dan sektor pengangkutan mencatatkan 20,953 orang dan lain-lain sektor merekodkan 65,262 orang.
Rahman also said the My Future Jobs portal recorded a total of 575,044 active job seekers from January to September this year. He added that according to statistics from the Social Security Organization, this figure was compared to the 125,956 job vacancies advertised on the portal. To address the challenges of underemployment, particularly for new graduates and local workers, the ministry has introduced various programs, including training initiatives under the Employment Insurance System, the Future Worker Training Scheme, courses focused on Industrial Revolution 4.0, strategic collaborations with technology centers, and funding from the Skills Development Fund Corporation for skilled trainees.
The government is considering using databases linked to identification cards along with e-wallets and debit cards as part of the mechanism for the two-tiered pricing system for RON 95 petrol subsidies. Finance Ministry Treasury Secretary General Datuk Johan Mahmud Merican said it is important for the government to create a mechanism that reduces subsidy leakages.
Currently, 15% of users are made up of foreigners and the wealthy. They were found using 40% of the government's petrol subsidy. Therefore, a mechanism to reduce leakages needs to be implemented.
The mechanism could be whether it's a free card, it could be using the IC linked back to a database, it could be a combination of e-wallet or a certain specific form of debit card. These are basically options to replicate the tiered pricing that we've done for diesel. It could then be done basically also for individuals using one of those options.
At this time, mechanism details are still being worked on and need to be finalized. Last Friday, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the targeted subsidy for RON 95 petrol is expected to be implemented in the middle of next year. With such a move, the government is expected to save up to 8 billion ringgit. On the dividend tax, Datuk Johan said it is targeted for those who have shares that reach 2 million ringgit.
The freeze on foreign worker employment quota applications will continue until a date to be announced later. Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said this is because the total number of foreign workers in the country as of September 15th is nearing the stipulated ceiling.
In a statement on Monday, Saifuddin noted that the total number of foreign workers in the country is guided by the stipulation set by the Economy Ministry under the 12th Malaysia Plan 12 MP, which is 15% of the total workforce in the country. He added that the government will also study and reconsider the ruling on opening the quota on foreign worker employment. He also said that the Workforce Recalibration Program 2.0 registration period had ended on December 31st, 2023, and the government has no plans to implement the program again in the future. The Home Ministry also will continuously monitor the entry of foreign workers to ensure compliance with the established quota, while also safeguarding public safety and order.
The decision to extend mandatory Employees Provident Fund EPF coverage to non-Malaysian workers is in line with the fund's goal of providing social protection for all employees, regardless of their nationality. Currently, non-Malaysian workers can choose to contribute to the EPF on a voluntary basis. This new policy is anticipated to benefit more than 2 million non-Malaysian workers in Malaysia. EPF Chief Executive Officer Ahmad Zulkarnain stated that this initiative will enhance the labour market by ensuring social protection for all workers, aligning with international standards. Additionally, the EPF has expressed its support for the government's decision to improve the Aisaraan program by raising the matching incentive from 15% to 20% with a maximum of 500 ringgit per year and a lifetime cap of 5,000 ringgit per individual. This enhancement, set to take effect on January 1st, 2025, is expected to benefit over 330,000 current and new Aisaraan participants. Parts of Ipoh reportedly experienced tremors and heard a loud explosion sound on Monday morning. Authorities have so far ruled out the possibility of explosives, seismic activity, and aircraft sonic booms as the cause of the incident. Earlier, Ipoh residents were alarmed after feeling vibrations for several seconds, followed by a loud boom over the city. Among the areas reported to have experienced tremors were Medan Istana, Tasik, Stadium Perak, Meru, Falim, Klebang, Manjoy and Tanjung Rambutan. Motorists plying the North-South Expressway near the Menorah Tunnel also reported similar incidents. The incident sparked various speculations among the public. Perak Police Chief Dato' Azizi Mat Aris stated that investigations are still ongoing as there were no explosive training exercises conducted by the General Operations Force in Ulu Kinta. The Land and Mines Office also confirmed that no explosion took place in the quarry areas before noon. Checks with the Malaysian Meteorological Department found no seismic activity in the Kinta district, even though an earthquake was reported in Halmahera, Indonesia at 11:24 a.m. Meanwhile, Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, CAAM Chief Executive Officer Datuk Captain Nur Azman Mahmud confirmed that there were no military flights in the airspace over Ipoh. This effectively ruled out the possibility of a military aircraft's sonic boom as the cause of the loud explosion sound and tremors. In Kuala Lumpur, 3 men were injured in an explosion on the 9th floor of the GM Plaza in Chowkit on Monday. It is believed that the incident was caused by air conditioning gas refill work. The City Fire and Rescue Department, JBPM, confirmed that the blast also triggered a ceiling collapse on the 7th floor. Firefighters were dispatched to the scene after an emergency call was received at 3:20 p.m. All 3 victims were handed over to health authorities for further treatment. No fire was reported and the case has been referred to the police for further action. In Selangor, 3 vehicles caught fire after a collision at the North Klang Valley Expressway and KVE from Setia Alam to Shah Alam on Monday. All 3 drivers were able to escape the crash. The incident was recorded by passers-by who have since uploaded the clips on social media. State Fire and Rescue Department, JBPM, Assistant Operations Director Ahmad Mukhlis Mokhtar said 2 cars and a 4-wheel drive vehicle were involved in the accident. 5 firefighters were deployed to the scene after the department received a distress call at 3:38 p.m. Upon arrival, firefighters found the 3 vehicles on fire, with both sedan cars engulfed in flames while the pickup truck was partially burnt. Firefighters took over an hour to extinguish the fire, with operations ending at 5:20 p.m. All 3 drivers were sent to the hospital. Young Tigers lose yet again. Actions from Sultan of Johor Cup when we return.
Dia nampak suspek menendang pintu bilik kemudian terus menikam.
Gara-gara cemburu, seorang remaja berusia 17 tahun cedera parah ditikam bertubi-tubi serta disimbah asid oleh seorang lelaki.
Saya sayang dia sampai akhir nyawa saya.
A woman's spirit is boundless. So grab your coffee cups and wear your sassiest smile. Because this season, we're louder than ever. We talk career, health, finance, relationships, and everything in between. Women's Talk is here to empower and inspire you. Join us on Women's Talk every Saturday, 5 p.m. only on TV3 and stream now on Subsidy.
Setiap kejayaan bermula dengan impian yang kecil.
Jadi tak salah kalau nak berangan.
Lapar, tapi tak ada selera nak makan.
Asam picit, kerabu kerang, sambal belacan, menu pembuka selera confirm tambah nasi.
Manusia tak ada siapa yang sempurna, apatah lagi dalam kehidupan berumah tangga.
Jadi jangan buka aib pasangan.
Fashion menentukan identiti kita.
Menarik tu, nantikan hari Khamis.
Rezeki dalam rumah tangga.
Datang dalam pelbagai cara.
Semuanya di Malaysia TV3.
Dan stream sekarang, ditonton.
Wanita hari ini. Alah, dah habis tak sempat nak tengok.
Drama TV3 Mak? Tengok je lah, tonton.
Telefon nak buat?
Telefon Mak. Mula-mula Mak buka tonton, lepas tu tekan sign up here untuk buat akaun baru. Isi nombor telefon, email dengan password. Masukkan nombor TAC dan siap.
Ya, senang je. Jadi tengok dasar?
Boleh lah. Edit lah drama Mak tu.
We're back with sports, the 2024 Sultan of Johor Cup. The national team suffered their second consecutive defeat after being thrashed by Japan 1-4 at the Johor Hockey Stadium on Sunday.
The side coached by I. Vigneswaran took the lead when Muhammad Adam Ashraf Muhammad Johari scored a solo effort that sailed past Japan goalkeeper Kisho Kuroda in the 35th minute. The Japanese juniors, however, fought back and leveled the score when Hyota Yamada converted from the spot 4 minutes later. Yuto Higuchi struck Japan's second in the 43rd minute, followed by goals from captain Yamato Kawahara and Koyo Nishida in the 48th and 51st minute respectively, sealing a convincing 4-1 victory for Japan. Malaysia will take on India on Tuesday.
Moving on to motorsports, the 2024 F1 US Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc led Carlos Sainz home as Ferrari claimed a resounding 1-2 triumph in Sunday's race after Lando Norris was relegated to fourth, having finished third on track, ahead of title rival Max Verstappen, who took the third podium spot.
27-year-old Leclerc, who dominated the race after sailing past Norris and Verstappen at turn 1 in the first lap, came home 8.562 seconds ahead of Sainz. Norris crossed the finish line in third place but received a 5-second penalty for overtaking Verstappen off the track, dropping him to fourth behind the three-time world champion. George Russell of Mercedes, on the other hand, had a remarkable pace, finishing sixth despite starting from the pit lane. With these results, Verstappen continues to extend his lead over Norris to 57 points in the Drivers' Championship with 5 races left this season.
Toll from attack in India-controlled Kashmir rises to 7. This and more from the forefront when we return.
A woman's spirit is boundless. So grab your coffee cups and wear your sassiest smile. Because this season, we're louder than ever. We talk career, health, finance, relationships, and everything in between. Women's Talk is here to empower and inspire you. Join us on Women's Talk every Saturday, 5 p.m. only on TV3 and stream now on Subsidy.
MHI sepanjang minggu. Analisis Belanjawan 2025, strategi memacu ekonomi rakyat dan negara. Nampak remeh tapi tidur yang cukup penting untuk tubuh kekal sihat. Kenali ikan pemusnah, ancaman kepada habitat dan ekosistem hidupan sungai. Saman malu atau fitnah, fahami undang-undang kes libel di mahkamah. Juga penstrukturan semula hutang peribadi dalam soal wang. MHI, Isnin hingga Jumaat di TV3 dan ditonton.
Kawalan biosecurity, pintu masuk negara dipantau.
212. So, juga dia daftarkan dalam permit. So, dia kena patuh syarat.
Cubaan membawa masuk barangan tidak selamat disekat.
Pokok ke apa macam buah-buahan, kalau tak boleh bawa sekarang.
Saksikan laporan khas Benteng Biosecurity Negara dalam 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Tak tahu nak tengok drama Korea dekat mana? Buka tontonlah korang. Ada pelbagai drama dan filem Korea yang best untuk anda. Muat turun aplikasi tonton sekarang. Semua favorite anda ada di sini.
The Zionist army on Monday reported fresh rocket fire by Hezbollah into northern Israel following massive Zionist airstrikes on Lebanon. A Zionist military statement said that around 25 rockets were launched into several areas in northern Israel, with some intercepted. However, they alleged that no injuries or damages were reported. The rocket fire came shortly after Israel launched extensive airstrikes in Lebanon during the night and early morning hours, primarily targeting branches of the Al-Qard Al-Hassan, a financial institution allegedly linked to Hezbollah. Earlier on Sunday evening, the Israeli army carried out 11 airstrikes on the southern suburbs of Beirut, southern and eastern Lebanon, targeting Al-Qard Al-Hassan branches, including one near Rafik Hariri International Airport. Elsewhere, at least 33 Palestinians were killed in Zionist attacks throughout the Gaza Strip since dawn on Monday, including 18 in Jabalia refugee camp as the forced expulsion by troops in the north continues. Medics at the Indonesian hospital just outside the refugee camp said that Zionist soldiers stormed a nearby school and arrested multiple people before setting it on fire. The fire spread to the hospital, shutting down the power. Zionist forces then surrounded the hospital and two others in the area, but did not enter, although one hospital reported heavy fire outside. Meanwhile, the UN Human Rights Office said it was concerned Israel may be causing the destruction of the Palestinian population in Gaza's northernmost governorate through death and displacement. Indian police on Monday said gunmen have killed at least 7 civilians who were working on a strategic tunnel project in Kashmir. Police said at least 2 attackers had fired indiscriminately at officials and workers associated with the construction on Sunday night, killing 2 people on the spot. At least 10 others were taken to hospital, where 5 succumbed to their injuries. The dead included 5 migrant workers and officials, 1 Kashmiri worker, and a Kashmiri doctor. Reinforcements of police and armed forces have now launched search operations in the area to arrest the attackers, as India's Home Minister said those responsible would face the harshest response. Indonesia's newly minted leader, President Prabowo Subianto, officially swore in his cabinet on Monday, a team which analysts said reflected continuity of his predecessor's main policies. Prabowo's cabinet has 48 ministries with over 100 ministers and deputies, including reappointments of Sri Mulyani Indrawati as finance minister and Bahlil Lahadalia as energy minister. Sri Mulyani will preside over Prabowo's main programs, including giving free meals to about 20 million children, which could cost the state budget near $4.6 billion in the first year, a number intended to keep the annual fiscal deficit under a legislated ceiling of 3% of gross domestic product.
Other key reappointments include Chief Economic Minister Airlangga Hartarto and Erick Thohir as the State-Owned Enterprises Minister. Prabowo's cabinet differs in some aspects from Jokowi's, as some ministries have been broken up or renamed. Analysts said Prabowo's reappointments show his intention to continue the policies of Jokowi, especially on the economy. Nightline draws to a close this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as we unveil the new era of the News and Current Affairs Department of Media Prima here in Balai Burita, Bangsar. With that, I'm Natasha. Thank you for tuning in and stay safe, Malaysia.